Hey, Vikings faithful, buckle up, because we've got some jaw-dropping news that's shaking up the purple and gold roster just weeks before the 2025 season kicks off. The Minnesota Vikings have made a stunning move, trading our beloved defensive tackle Harrison Phillips to the New York Jets. Yeah, you heard that right. Our rock-solid run-stopper is headed to the Big Apple. But what does this mean for our squad? And what's the bigger picture behind this trade? Let's dive into the chaos, break it down, and figure out what's next for our Vikings. Stick with me, because this is a wild ride you don't want to miss. This trade is a bombshell, folks. According to the Associated Press, the Vikings are sending Harrison Phillips and a 2027 7th-round pick to the Jets in exchange for a 2026 6th-round pick and a 2027 6th-round pick, with the deal pending Phillips' physical. The Vikings are also covering $3.7 million of Phillips' $7.4 million salary for 2025, which raises some eyebrows about the team's strategy. Why let go of a guy who's been a captain and a cornerstone of our defense? Let's unpack this trade and see what it means for our team's future. Are you as shocked as I am? Drop your thoughts in the comments. So what's the deal with this trade? Harrison Phillips, at 6'3" and 307 pounds, has been a beast for us, starting every single game over the past 3 seasons. With 6.5 sacks, 17 quarterback hits, and a reputation as one of the NFL's top run-stuffers, he's been a fan favorite and a leader both on and off the field. Losing him feels like a punch to the gut, but the Vikings front office, led by Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, seems to have a plan. Could this be about cap space, young talent, or something bigger? Let's keep digging. The Vikings are clearly confident in their defensive line depth, and that's a big part of why this trade happened. With big free agent signings like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave this offseason, Minnesota's got some serious firepower up front. Plus, young studs like Jalen Redmond are stepping up, ready to make waves. The team's saving $3.7 million in cap space for 2025 and $7.5 million in 2026 by moving Phillips, which could be huge for future moves. But is this enough to justify losing a guy who's been our Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee? What do you think, Vikings fans? Sound off below. Now, let's talk about what the Jets are getting. Harrison Phillips isn't just a player. He's a game-changer. Drafted in the 3rd round by Buffalo in 2018, he's racked up 8 career sacks and 5 fumble recoveries over 7 seasons. His ability to clog up running lanes is unmatched, and he's about to team up with 3-time Pro Bowler Quinnen Williams to make the Jets' D-line a nightmare for opponents. But why did the Vikings let him go? Is this a sign of a bigger roster shakeup? Stay tuned, because we're just getting started. Here's where it gets juicy. The Vikings didn't just trade Phillips. They're rumored to be hunting for a veteran wide receiver to bolster J.J. McCarthy's receiving core. Names like Adam Thielen, Tyreek Hill, and Chris Olave are floating around, and those extra 6th-round picks could be ammo for another deal. Imagine Thielen coming back to Minnesota. How electric would that be? The thought of pairing a proven pass catcher with our young QB has me pumped. What receiver would you love to see in purple? Let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, the Jets are doubling down on their defensive line. On the same day they grabbed Phillips, they also traded for Jowon Briggs from the Cleveland Browns, sending a 2026 6th-round pick for Briggs and a 2026 7th-rounder. Briggs, a 6'1", 313-pound rookie, showed promise last season with 13 tackles and 2 quarterback hits in just 6 games. This move screams that the Jets are desperate to shore up their D-line, especially with Byron Cowart sidelined by an ankle injury. But what does this mean for our Vikings strategy? Let's zoom in on Jowon Briggs for a second. This guy's a 7th-round pick from 2024 who played college ball at Virginia and Cincinnati, where he was teammates with Jets star cornerback Sauce Gardner. With 12 career college sacks and 170 tackles, Briggs brings some serious potential to New York's depth chart. For the Vikings, though, this trade feels like a signal that they're all in on their young defensive linemen. Are we ready to trust guys like Elijah Williams and Jalen Redmond to fill Phillips' shoes? What's your take, Vikings Nation? The timing of this trade is wild. We're less than 3 weeks from the 2025 season, and roster cutdown day is just around the corner. The Vikings' decision to move Phillips, a team captain and their 2023 Walter Payton nominee, came out of nowhere. No rumors, no whispers, just a straight-up shock. It's clear Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is playing chess. Not checkers, but is this move a masterstroke or a massive risk? Let's keep peeling back the layers of this trade. One thing's for sure. The Vikings are banking on their defensive line depth. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores recently praised the group, saying every guy in the room can play. With Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, and Jalen Redmond ready to roll, Minnesota's D-line might still be a force. But losing Phillips' leadership and community presence stings. He was more than just a player, he was the heart of this team. How do you feel about saying goodbye to such a key figure? Share your thoughts below. Now let's talk about the draft picks. The Vikings are getting a 2026 sixth-rounder and a 2027 sixth-rounder, while giving up a 2027 seventh-rounder. It's not exactly a king's ransom, but Kwesi's known for being trade-happy, and these picks could be part of a bigger plan. Maybe they're eyeing a blockbuster move for a wide receiver or even a cornerback. What kind of player would you want to see us target with this cap space and draft capital? Hit me up in the comments. The Jets, on the other hand, are loading up for a playoff push. Their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks, called his D-line the cowbells of the defense, and adding Phillips and Briggs is like ringing those bells loud. With Quinnen Williams leading the charge, and guys like Michael Clemens and Will McDonald in the mix, New York's front is looking scary. But does this mean the Vikings are waving the white flag on 2025? Or are they setting up for something huge? Let's keep going. Back to Minnesota, why now? The Vikings front office is clearly prioritizing cap flexibility. By covering half of Phillips' salary, they're saving big bucks for 2025 and 2026. This could be about making room for a splashy signing or extending a key player like Justin Jefferson. But it's a gamble to let go of a proven starter like Phillips. Are you buying into Kwesi's vision? Or does this move make you nervous? Drop your hot takes below. As we wrap this up, the big question is, what's next for the Vikings? With 2 extra sixth-round picks and some cap space, the rumor mill is buzzing about a potential wide receiver trade. Could we see a reunion with Adam Thielen or a blockbuster for someone like Tyreek Hill? The possibilities are endless, and I'm hyped to see what Kwesi pulls off next. What move do you want to see before the season starts? Let's hear it, Vikings fans. Alright, purple and gold. That's the breakdown of this massive Vikings trade. If you're as fired up as I am, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for all the latest Vikings news. Share this video with your fellow fans, and let's keep the SKOL spirit alive. What's your take on losing Harrison Phillips, and what do you hope the Vikings do next? SKOL Vikings.